Alright, what's up guys? Today I'm going to show you how to take a patrol cap, U.S. Army patrol cap, Army really patrol cap style cap, you know, from Air Force and the Army. I'm going to show you how you can take this and DIY tailor it yourself because, you know, when you get something like 7/3/8, right, and you can't, you know, close down your eyebrows like at all because it's that tight, you want to figure it out. So this is 7/3/8, right, and I wear like a 7.5 and bigger. And this is a U.S. Air Force hat, and it was 7/3/8 too on the tag here. And what I did is I slit it back and I put a piece of elastic there. So now this was the exact same size that was, right? And as you can see, I can put my eyebrows way downer. I mean, you're wearing a hat, right? So I can put my eyebrows down. But as you can see, it just looks way better on my head compared to, same size by the way, and same exact style compared to this. So we're gonna try and make this that, and I'll show you how today. There's all the labels for you nerds. Inside has a little mat pocket or where you can range roll. And I got it for $2.50, right? There's little numbers and shit, whatever the hell that means. So what we're gonna do is first I'm gonna take the tag out. All right, guys. So before we get onto the cap, I'm gonna show you what you guys need. So what you're gonna need some elastic. I took this from some old joggers, and we're gonna need some elastic. That's good stretch to it. You're gonna need something to cut with, scissors, or I'm using, you know, some wire cutters. And you're gonna need a sewing needle. And you're gonna need some thread. So I'm gonna show you guys how all this goes together. Alrighty guys, to get a good fitment, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your cutting device, and if I had a seam ripper and I was actually like a professional tailor, I know there might be some tailor watch this. This is not the proper way to do this. This is just the way I do it, the DIY way. So what you're gonna do is go on that seam and you're gonna cut. And you're gonna start trimming this fabric, right? And I'm going through several layers of fabric, you know, going through the Velcro and shit. Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut, and once we get to like this inch mark, we're gonna put it on our head and we're gonna tailor it to us. So if we need to go a little bit more, we're going to, you know, cut a little bit more, and until it's relaxed and it feels good on our head, and then we'll start sewing. Well, I got some actual scissors now because this shit is so dull from the amount of times I've used it. Sharp it all. So again, same thing. And if you don't have the Velcro here, guys, all you gotta do is just stay in that middle kind of seam area. And now we have like around like an inch or so through all this fabric here. And now I'm gonna try it on and see if it fits. All right, now we have it slit in the back. Now I'm gonna put on the cap. And you'll probably notice at this point, it'll be like, oh, that's nothing. So we're gonna have to go a little bit more. So you see it's basically virtually the same, so I know I have to go a little bit higher. So let's do it, let's do that. All right, so I'm gonna double that. So I'm gonna do about an inch up here to around this, the bottom of this camouflage part. And I would probably recommend not trying to rip it, like doing this and ripping it, because it could go like crooked and sideways, and you don't exactly want that. So I'm kind of cutting right next to the seam here, so that I don't have to cut through it, because it's kind of a pain in the ass. All right, now we got a pretty sizable gap here. I know it's not here, but I think this might be good. So, you know, compare it to the previous one, we kind of went up here and put the elastic there, kind of using that sort of as a reference. So compare this to the other patrol cap that I butchered. I know that, you know, if I go around this amount, if I cut that much out of the hat, it'll probably fit me, what I'm trying to say. Now that I've cut a little bit more, let's try it on. All right, now we're getting somewhere. So now, as you can see, it's starting to be able to, I can like close my eyebrows, you know, it's still a little tight, but I can still get to about the middle of my forehead, just about my eyebrows, and I can still close my eyebrows. So now I'm gonna do a little bit more because I kind of want this a little bit less tight, and be right back with you. I'm gonna go to just under that camouflage part I originally was gonna go, because I gotta be pretty up. Alright, now I'm gonna try it on again, and this should be good. Alrighty, gonna cut a little bit more. And now, this is pretty comfortable now. Now I can close my eyebrows all the way down here, and I get it all the way down here, and I can still, like, blink and shit. It's not that tight. So now, as you guys can see, it's way more better looking. Make sure I'm still in the frame, because, you know, I don't know if I'm in the frame until post-production. That shit sucks. So, look, everything looks good now, right? So now, we're gonna sew in the elastic and start pairing this up a little bit. Alright guys, so you can take a lighter and like take those loose threads off, but I kind of realized I don't really care. It's not that bad, especially like this. And now what we're gonna do, ideally you kind of want your elastic to, you know, cover up that space, but if it doesn't, no problem whatsoever. Basically what we're trying to do is, if you sew it like this and let it stretch all the way out like this elastic, it might not exactly work. So our Try to figure out how I did this last time. So with your elastic, you'll have two ways, right? There's only one way to sew it in. So you have the way it stretches. But if you try and sew it in, like let's say you cut too high and you don't have much elastic, don't worry about it. Who cares if the little elastic shows through or it doesn't look, completely full? Because if you do this, right, your elastic has no stretch whatsoever. So only horizontally do your elastic. But, I'm not Tailor, it's just some jogger elastic. So it's kind of amateur. All right, so we're going to sew our thread on our needle. These are just normal ass needles. I have no idea what gauge they are or whatever. And to sew a needle, right? So to thread a needle, what I've done my entire time learning how to sew, kind of self-taught, get a good amount of thread like this. And what you do is you're gonna cut it. So always when you're doing thread, always imagine it. So you pull out as much thread and then you half it, right? And if you half it like this, it just makes making a knot way easier or whatever. Thread the needle. If you have good eyes, should be pretty easy. If not, just patience, man. I thought that I would never be able to thread a needle just as easily as I just did, but practice makes perfect, especially with sewing. So now we have this, and what we're gonna do is I usually just done it like this and pull a knot like that through, and you'll have a little knot here, and that's good enough. And then I just trim it about right here. You don't want to trim it directly at the knot because it might just slip right through the fabric, and I've had it happen before. It's kind of annoying. So now we have our elastic, right? So now we're going to cut our elastic to fill this. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut it about, right here where this stain is. Well, shit. You can use marker, but, I kind of just raw dog everything. Don't recommend that, but, shit. Alrighty. So now I got a piece of elastic. I kind of think that this is too short. So, if you got more elastic, do it. Better to have more than not. All right, that looks about perfect. So now when I wear this cap, it's going to stretch and it's going to expose that. And you can cover that up, spray paint it or whatever, but I don't really give a fuck. So epic. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first start down here to hold it together. So, hold it like this. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to push the needle through. Oh, shit. Fucking Velcro. So I'm gonna get my pliers. If you guys ever have trouble, I don't use a thimble, and I've the needle's gone through my hand a couple times. It's not great, but what I do is when it's being difficult like it is now, here are rusty ass pliers, and I'm just gonna use this instead of fucking up my hands. Fuck up your tools, not your body. Life advice from a fucking me. All right, here we go. Bam. All right, now we have our first thread, and don't fucking worry about backstitching or shit. Just thread through the hole and again. All right, we go back here. Continue sewing this. So right now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna tack my thread. Elastic on the back of the cap, and now when it stretches, it'll stretch my big ass head. Doesn't look that good comparing it to the previous time I did it. I did like points, so instead of doing it all across, what I did is I did points. So previous job I just did like 4 corners. On this one I kind of try to go laterally or whatever the fuck. All right, guys. So again, oh shit, hold on. All right, guys. Hopefully you're pointed at my head. And again, this is not a professional way to do this whatsoever. There's probably videos online, but you know, it's just I decided not to put my way of doing things out there. And let's see the finished product. Alrighty, guys. So you know, I can scrunch my eyebrows down, and you know, I can look neutral and be just fine without looking like I have my eyebrows raised up like this, like I was before. I wasn't trying to make a face in that. It doesn't matter. It's like I literally can't bring it down. So now I have my patrol cap and tailored it myself. So you know, get a nice curve going in there. You know, get the curve going. So I get into the patrol cap vibe. So again, this was 7 3/8. This is the previous job. Boom, fit it right on top, guys. So yeah, that's my video. Thank you guys for watching, and goodbye.